Ask your kids, I'm not going to try to explain that to you. It's their problem. So when I found out I got into Phi Beta Kappa at the end of last summer, my first thought was, gee, that's a nice thing I'll put on my resume. I didn't really think of it as something that would necessitate any kind of responsibility on my part. And I'm fairly sure that the other people who were inducted then also had that same thought. So when Professor Chaplin came to our group and informed us that someone had to speak about the meaning of a liberal arts education, we were, shall we say, a little bit surprised. I'm sure there are a lot of you who have strong feelings about the liberal arts. If there's one thing that going to a liberal arts school accomplishes, it's make you have strong feelings. And I, and at least some of the others in our group, definitely do have strong feelings about liberal arts education. Some of you out there or over here on stage with me might even want to spend 7 minutes of your Saturday morning talking about that. None of us really had that great desire, and somehow I ended up here. So I spent a while thinking about what I would say in the speech. That doesn't mean I spent a long time writing it, because if there's another thing that liberal arts teaches you, it's how to write something kind of okay, pretty quickly, even if you don't really care that much. So I'm sure any of my friends would tell you that I ran through a lot of, I'm going to charitably call them playful ideas for what to talk about. I thought about giving a speech where I would advocate going to a technical school or a large research institution. But I didn't really want to test Professor Chaplin's claim that once you're in Phi Beta Kappa, they can't kick you out. I thought maybe I'll get a bunch of my friends to write paragraphs in foreign languages that they speak, and I'll showcase Middlebury's language programs. Then I realized that I don't speak most foreign languages, and that would go over really badly. And finally, in true liberal arts fashion, I considered just entirely outliving this speech. But I figured my parents are here. Someone's probably recording this. I don't really want that preserved for forever. Yes, hi, Emma. I see you. So in the end, I decided I actually needed to give a genuine speech about this. I'm trying not to be serious. I know people will fall back asleep if I'm serious. I figured I would direct this more at family and friends, since obviously everyone on the stage has a fair amount of experience with the liberal arts in Middlebury. And I figured also, you all in the families have probably put in a fair amount of the money that sent us here. You probably want to see that you didn't really just waste all of it. I also thought, since my personal views probably will come through most concretely since I'm here, I did want to get other perspectives on the liberal arts. So I did what any self-respecting Middlebury student would do when they don't know enough about a topic. I asked my friends. So fair warning, I'm not going to cite the people that I asked. I'm going to assume that the honor code is not really in effect on Phi Beta Kappa induction speeches. And I'm also sure that the limited number of responses I got is not entirely indicative of everyone's views. So if you don't agree with me, it's your problem to tell your parents later. You can sort that out. So the start of our pedagogical journey here, the liberal arts. I'm not going to go the cop-out way and use Merriam-Webster or the OED. I'm going to do something more fun. I'm going to cite something that everyone here loves, except those guys, Wikipedia. Wikipedia defines the liberal arts as those subjects or skills that in classical antiquity were considered essential for a free person to know in order to take part in active life. So in other words, that's anything from math to geology to film to foreign languages to even those things like linguistics that people have found ways to sneak in on their own. This diversity in academic perspectives is really what makes the liberal arts special. There are 3 things that came up particularly as general consensus in the responses I got. First, liberal arts let you explore something that you're passionate about. I'm sure everyone on this stage has had the experience of taking some class here that they weren't really sure about when they signed up for it. They didn't really know much about the subject, and it turned out to be an awesome class, and they learned a lot, and they came out with a great experience, and that's not something you would get at a larger technical institution. Second, the liberal arts colleges, and I think Middlebury in particular does a great job on this, give us an environment where students are pushed to learn and defend their ideas, both to their professors in the classroom and to their peers outside of it. I can't count the number of times I've spent spending hours at dinner talking about things, or stayed up way too late with my friends, just because we were interested in talking about these subjects. And last but not least, the liberal arts are about learning to communicate, whether that means a debate in your freshman seminar, or writing a thesis, or just any discussion you have in class during your time here. The liberal arts are really about making yourself understood. So, Middlebury. I'm going to spare you the Wikipedia definition this time. I think most of you probably share my opinion on this. I love Middlebury. The 4 years I've gotten spent here have been the best of my life. I'm going to miss it a lot when I leave. And now that I've said that before too many people start bawling uncontrollably, why do I feel that way? I know that everyone here has a favorite Middlebury moment, and I can guess I know something that they all share in common, and that's the great people that go to this school and to work here and are such an important part of our community. Middlebury is full of the most wonderful, smartest, kindest, just all-around best people that you will ever meet. There's something really special about mid kids, and also about the faculty and staff that are a part of our community here, and that brings us all together. Everyone at Middlebury, just walking around campus on a normal day, you'll find everyone smiling. And I've gotten a lot of times where I've gotten a warm hello from someone who I probably have never met, or at least I don't remember meeting, so hopefully I've never met them. Or maybe gotten into a conversation with someone who I just happen to have had class with sometime. And I'm sure there are a bunch of people out there who are from small towns and are thinking, well, of course people smile. People do that everywhere. No. I am from a city. People do not smile in cities. So when I got here, that was quite interesting to find. And I think that owes a lot to Middlebury as an institution, which does a great job of reminding us about how wonderful it is at this school and how lucky we are to be here. And that's a great thing that we all have together. In many ways, I think Middlebury is like a family writ large. We have our fights over things like divestment or social house culture, or the eternal question of Ross or Proctor. But in the end, none of that really matters. We look out for each other, we support our peers, whether that means going to a symposium presentation, or a concert, or an MCAB dance party, or a sports game. And we want our fellow mid-kids and the entire Middlebury community to succeed. And I think that even more than the educational parts of this college, this sense of camaraderie is really the defining aspect of Middlebury. So many of us have had a professor or a staff member who has stepped in to help us when we were struggling, whether that was with a paper we were writing for their class, or with things going on in our personal lives. And I think it speaks volumes about the community that these adults care about their students so much that they go above and beyond their job descriptions to help us out. And of course, you guys, students, the reason that we're standing here, or I'm standing here, you guys are sitting here, I guess. I've learned so much from you guys, both inside and outside the classroom, and more than I could ever hope to learn just from that traditional academic experience. I've been fortunate enough to become friends with an amazing group of people over these 4 years, and I know that you're going to be all a part of my life for many years to come. Middlebury really is one of a kind, and there's no place I'd rather have spent my 4 years of college, with the possible exception of Ben & Jerry's factory, which is right up the road. No, I didn't get paid to say that. Each and every one of you, and that does include the people who are sitting on the stage who somehow I still don't know 4 years later, really helps to make Middlebury the amazing place that it is. You only live once, and I'm glad that I've gotten to share this part of my life with this amazing community. Being here at Middlebury with all of you has been a tremendous honor, and I found so much out about the world and about myself that I never would have without you. Thank you. Good luck wherever life after Middlebury takes you, and don't forget what you learned and the memories you made here.